Imagine walking into a job interview where the first thing you're asked isn't about your resume, but about what makes you come alive. Where the conversation isn't just about what you can do, but what you care about. That's how Valerie found her true calling. This is Inclusivity is Empowering Everyone, a podcast by Wantedly and I'm Able by SGEnable. In each episode, we spotlight the real stories of professionals with disabilities and how inclusive hiring has helped them thrive, not just survive. A quick note before we continue with Valerie's story. If you're an employer looking to build a more inclusive team, or a job seeker with a disability ready for your next opportunity, you'd want to know about the Wantedly Hire Inclusive Job Portal. It's a first-of-its-kind job platform that curates roles specifically for persons with disabilities. Every job listed comes from an employer who has pledged to create a supportive, accessible, and inclusive workplace. Visit the Inclusive Job Portal now, link in the show notes. Now back to Valerie's story. Valerie is visually impaired, and in a world that often focuses on what people can't do, Valerie's story is all about what's possible when employers can focus on what you can. An animal rescuer and avid volunteer, she counts entrepreneurship, leadership, and community engagement as the superpowers and gifts she brings to the table. Valerie's journey began in her family's business, but she knew early on that she needed more learning, more challenge, more space to grow. So she stepped out of her comfort zone. With a degree in accountancy and experience in recruitment, employee engagement, and training programs, Valerie built a career that combined her sharp analytical mind with her deep empathy for people. But her path didn't stop there. Beyond work, she's a dedicated volunteer, mentoring youth, supporting international blind tennis events, and serving causes close to her heart, like causes for animals and the Singapore Red Cross. These showed her the power of community and the importance of building networks rooted in purpose. That's what eventually led her to Social Collider, a hub for impact-driven collaboration where she now works leading HR and innovation projects. At Social Collider, Valerie manages projects that bring startups, social enterprises, and changemakers together. From planning timelines to engaging stakeholders, she ensures that the mission of social innovation never stays just an idea, but comes into fruition. She also handles HR, coordinates events, and makes space for inclusive conversations. One of her proudest moments, leading a service trip from start to finish and seeing students light up with gratitude. The kind of thank you that's not just polite, but deeply felt. That moment reminded her, this is what purpose looks like. Valerie also runs workshops on inclusivity, and what's powerful about them isn't just the knowledge she shares, it's the values she helps students carry into their lives: compassion, understanding, and equity. Her job interview with Social Collider was anything but conventional. There were no cookie-cutter questions, no quick judgments. Instead, it was a conversation about what excites her, where she thrives, and how her strengths could align with the organization's mission. And from that first interaction, she felt seen. At work, inclusive practices aren't buzzwords, they're everyday actions. When she travels, her colleagues are always there to support her and make sure the journey's smooth. When she works on presentation decks, they ensure the formatting is done right so she can focus on the content. It's this shared responsibility, this attention to detail, that makes her feel supported and respected. Not just accommodated, but truly included. Valerie believes inclusion starts with shifting our focus. Instead of fixating on disability, we can ask, what are this person's strengths? What do they bring to the table? What lights them up? Because when we stop seeing disability as a barrier and start seeing the individual, everything changes. One piece of advice she carries with her comes from a mentor: to underpromise and overdeliver. It's shaped how she shows up, with integrity, accountability, and a quiet confidence. What keeps her going? Resilience. She was born a premature baby, fighting to survive in an incubator. Today, she channels that same strength into every challenge she faces. And when she goes home, she's greeted by her rescued pets, each one a reminder of the love and responsibility that fuels her every day. As for the future, Valerie dreams of starting a pet cafe or animal shelter, a space where people and animals find connection, joy, and healing. It's the perfect blend of her entrepreneurial spirit and her love for animals. But there's one thing she hopes people remember. Being differently able doesn't always present itself physically. Some struggles are invisible, like the extra effort it takes for her to navigate everyday tasks. And yet, with support and empowerment, Valerie shows us that these challenges don't define her. She says it best: "I may do things differently, but that doesn't make me less capable, just human." This is Inclusivity is Empowering Everyone, a podcast by Wantedly and I'm Able by SGEnable. Visit the Wantedly Hire Inclusive Job Portal, a first-of-its-kind job platform that curates roles specifically for persons with disabilities. Every job listed comes from an employer who has pledged to create a supportive, accessible, and inclusive workplace. We've included the link in the show notes. Bye for now.